Self-care is also a vital way of helping the person feel more like themselves again. So this can, it's not just, like a physical way that you can be as simple as having the child be aware of their strengths, their feelings, internal, external, and to also kind of create a balance. Again, like I said, with sleep is to have like a balance with work, school, family, and sleep, and then connecting to their self. You want to, help them feel like themselves at all times. And again, mindfulness is a big way of doing that. Meditation can also play a good in helping the child feel very connected to their self again. You want to also prioritize just building resilience, whether you're working on goals, whatever it is, you have to kind of enable the child and help them realize that they can overcome a lot of the hurdles that they've encountered in the past. So whether it's on, working on their strengths, maybe finding coping strategies, working on emotional regulations, problem solving skills, this helps the person or the client feel like, they have a plan. No matter what happens, they know how to tackle it and they have a way of overcoming the issue. So, in a sense, we want to work on their protective factors. So this can, include working on strengthening their family systems, perhaps, just supporting the family by finding economic, food, water, and healthy environment for them, or just strengthening their school and service system. So, making them feel good when they go to school, making sure that they're always, on top of their grades and, just very, very willing to learn and, go to school and gain a lot from it. Also, reducing exposure to risk is a key in building resilience, and this can be through prenatal care, if, of course, only if it's appropriate, and early interventions for the parent and the child. So you might want to think about it before you actually work on it. So a lot of you might wonder, like, okay, how can I actually help this family? You might not always have the right answers for them, but it's just important to listen to them, to allow that moment of silence, open-ended questions, listening to their pain, the trauma, without trying to address or point fingers, shaming them, and just to try to understand their feelings. They all have feelings and they all are just doing these things because of what might have happened to them. So it's just really important to listen to their full story, reframe behaviors, observable behaviors. It's just to really, work on those strength-based interpretation strategies of support, and to also just support the parents. The peers, the groups, the counseling, all of that is available to them. You just need to understand that some of the parents feel very, very overwhelmed and don't know exactly how to tackle the issue in order to provide their children with help. So you have to kind of help them and guide them to those proper services. You also want to make sure you're, trying at least to provide some type of education for the parents. With HCBS, it's a way of teaching the parents to help themselves later on. Because like I mentioned before, OPWD can be lifelong, but with HCBS, it's not really. Like the service itself takes between 6 months. Sometimes it continues, sometimes it doesn't. And that is because you're there to teach the parents and the child how to help themselves. You're not going to do everything for them. You're finding services, you're finding them ways of, helping them calm down, de-escalate, find ways that they can support the family. So in ways of doing that, you can either, just refer them to someone that can help them, perhaps finding ways that they can help themselves. But yeah, you don't want to ever feel like you're fixing them. You're not gonna, have all the answers for them. You're there to just build their resilience and to help them help themselves. With domestic violence being a really, important issue, we need to keep in mind that like anyone can be a victim of domestic violence, like any age, race, sexual orientation, or religion. It does not discriminate. If you are physically harmed or you feel, fear, or your partner prevents you from doing what you wish, you might be experiencing domestic violence. And so I tell you this because it's important to, try to see why the person feels overwhelmed. Perhaps they were victims of domestic violence, and you need to explain to them that it's not their fault, and they need to be aware of the signs of abuse, and to look out for all the red flags. So if the person that they're with, showing them extreme jealousy, insults them, demeans them, shames them, try to control everything, in the relationship, the money, what is happening, what's being spent, or tries to just control who they are seeing, where they go and what they do, intimidate them with, physical weapons like guns, knives, or just tells them, hey, you can't do anything right. Those are, very serious issues, because the person that you are helping might be in a very serious domestic violent case. So the other signs of abuse might reflect more on the individual themselves. They might find themselves constantly worrying about making their partner angry. Perhaps their partner makes excuses for them. So the individual might have unexplained marks or injuries. They might feel like they no longer can spend time with their friends or family. And, even though sometimes they might not tell you, there's some telltale signs that you can spot yourself. So you might want to also try to address that as immediately or as quick as possible. And in order to do that, you have to acknowledge that they are in that situation. So of course, just be supportive and listen to them. Don't be judgmental. And even if the relationship is over, you have to still provide that continuous support, because the relationship that they were in could have caused them to have some lasting, traumatic experience as well. You also just want to encourage them to spend time outside of that relationship. Now, if it is over or not, just to encourage them to have their own sense of reality in their own life. And to also just help them develop a safety plan. God forbid something really does happen and, they find themselves in a very dangerous situation. They need to understand that there's people there that they can talk to who can help them. The hotline is actually right there, highlighted. If you guys want to take that down, you can. But yeah, the slides are also attached on the link if you ever feel like you need to go back to them, or if you need any of these slides. So this is pretty much the end of the HCBS slide as well. Like I mentioned before, maybe not all of you are going to do HCBS. I think only one of you will be doing HCBS. But it's also just important to, kind of know, the serious matters. So domestic violence might not just be relative to HCBS. This is something that can happen to anyone, like I mentioned before. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if you guys are restarting your quiz, but we pretty much answered all the questions for you. If you need to, you can always look back on the slides to help you answer your questions. Please, like I said before, make sure you do send them back. Take your time to fill them out and then just email them to Ying. Her contact information is listed, or you can email it back to either me or Mandy, and then we can give it over to you.
For HCBS cases, there's a more thorough training Ying will provide to you, and a quiz that she will also link to
Whoever's taking on an HCBS case.
Yes.
All right. So unless you guys have any more questions for us right now, you're more than welcome to go. Stay back if you want to go over something with us. Perhaps you have some additional concerns or questions you'd like to discuss. Let me just note that this I'm just writing this down in case anybody didn't get it when I said it the first time, but you can always email us if you have any additional questions you'd like to ask. You're welcome. All right, so yeah, if you guys don't have any more questions, you can go. You can stay back if you are still thinking of something to ask. We can stay on for a couple more minutes just in case. But yeah, you guys are allowed to go now if you have to.
Yeah, I have a quick question regarding the submitting the time. So is it going to be submitted in a timesheet, or do I have to log into an app and then or make a phone call? Because I know that some agencies does that.
Huh?
You do both.
So yeah.
You need to submit a physical timesheet and use the app to clock in and clock out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the app that's like it's like I use an app and then put in the time, or just I have to make a phone call.
Okay, this app is more like, you use a press a button, can clock in and clock out. Well, anyways, for how to use the app for the what's called the instruction, you will send you an email with attached to like a YouTube link. So you can definitely go watch the video.
Okay. And just one last thing is I heard that the app actually will kind of like track my what my location. Like I have to turn on the location to share it. Is that true?
Yes, you need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for the safety of yourself and for the child, we need to know what time you guys clocked in. So yeah, you will have to turn on your locations for that.
So turn on the location when I clock in and turn on the location when I clock out. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So as long okay. But in between, like while I'm working with a child, I don't have to turn it on. It's just like clock in and clock out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you don't want to, you don't have to have it on the whole time, but you should have it on when you're clocking in and out.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Someone else asked. Nancy said, "Can you drink water during your your time working?" Yeah, of course, you can drink water. We tried to tell you guys this as as a way of just watching out for you, is to not eat with the family, because sometimes they will give you some food to try. You can say no thank you. You're also allowed to bring snacks. You and the kid can have snack time. Of course, the parents will probably come over and tell them, hey, come eat something. That's also your time. If you want to quickly grab out a snack, you can have your snack too. Some of you will be providing services for like a longer period of time than others. So yeah, we're not telling you to go there and not drink anything. Like, you can, of course, take care of yourself as well. Do we have any other questions? Just ourselves water. I'm not sure what that means. No, you can drink, of course, not alcohol, but you can drink whatever you want with you if you're bringing it to the home of the child. Of course, don't share with them if you have your own thing. And like a lot of the kids, like I worked on a case where she also wanted to drink with me. I told mom, hey, can you get her another separate drink? You shouldn't really share a drink with the child. We all know COVID is still going on, so we try to practice those safe procedures. You're welcome. Is that all for you, Nancy? All right. Yeah, you can go if you're done. I know we still have a few people that are on.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. So have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
You're welcome, and you as well. Yeah, so we'll stay on for a couple more minutes in case whoever's left has something they need to ask us, but you are more than free to go. I think it's YY and Kuiling.
No, the Huawei doesn't.
Oh, that's you?
No,
Oh, Ying, and so it's just Kuiling with us. Kuiling, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I hope you're doing okay over there. If you have any questions you need to ask us, please don't feel intimidated. You can ask anything you want.
In Chinese or English.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable in English, is also fine.
But yeah, if not, you are more than welcome to go. You can always reach out anytime after through email or calling the office. Right, I'm gonna stay on for one more minute.
You know what? Actually, the training is over. So if you have any question, I will later on you can use the contact sheet to contact us. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to close the meeting for now.
Okay, thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you for joining today.